What if I told you that the very first person to write about Muhammad, the prophet of Islam, was neither an Arab nor a Muslim but actually an Armenian priest? Would you believe it? Imagine it's the 7th century AD. Iran and Byzantium are locked in bloody, exhausting wars. Empires are collapsing one after another. And right in this power vacuum, from the dry deserts of Arabia, the voice of a man rises. One who not only united the scattered Arab tribes, but within just a few decades, changed the fate of the world. But how did a Christian priest manage to document this transformation from the very beginning? Let's dive into the story together. Sebeos, a 7th century Armenian historian and priest, was a direct witness to the transformations of his era. In his book, he writes about a man named Muhammad as follows. A merchant descended from Ishmael who called people to the God of Abraham and united them under a single religious command. And this was not just a vague reference. Sebeos even discusses the early laws of Islam. No wine, no adultery, no lying, no eating of dead meat. These are exactly the same things that are mentioned in the Quran. But the story gets even more interesting. Sebeos even mentions a letter that Muhammad sent to Heraclius, the Emperor of Byzantium. We are the children of Abraham. Return the land of our ancestors to us. Otherwise, we will take it back by force. This means that from the very beginning, Islam was not just a spiritual invitation, but also a political and civilizational project.
Was this just the opinion of a priest, or are there more reliable sources as well?
No. The coins and inscriptions from that era also confirm this point. On some of the earliest Islamic coins, it is written, La ilaha illallah, exactly the same message of monotheism that Sebeos had quoted. And the inscriptions of the Levant and Northern Arabia also speak of commanders and leaders who were advancing a new movement.
Of course, it should also be noted that the dating of these discovered coins does not reach the time of the Prophet. They were minted roughly 70 years after his death. Moreover, the inscriptions do not mention Muhammad by name and only refer to the monotheistic God.
Even Syriac sources have recorded the same picture. Tribes that suddenly united, moved with a single command, and defeated powerful armies and empires. It's as if the puzzle of history, from different angles, reveals a single image. Of course, this issue is also a matter of dispute. Let's hear what Western critics have to say about this.
In my opinion, contemporary sources are scarce. Sebeos' account lacks personal details about Muhammad and reads more like a legend. It might simply reflect the perspective of Christians on an emerging religion.
But Islamic scholars respond to such views with these answers. Let's listen to that as well.
At that time, recording contemporary history was not common in Arabia. The very fact that Sebeos mentions Muhammad in the same century serves as an independent source. More importantly, the coins, inscriptions, and Byzantine sources all align with his account.
So what are we dealing with here? A 7th century Armenian historian who speaks of Muhammad and his laws. Coins and inscriptions that show a religious and social unity had formed among the people at that time. And also Byzantine sources that indicate a sudden victory occurred among the Arabs at that time. All of these together are like pieces of a puzzle that, when put together, reveal an astonishing picture to us. The emergence of a figure named Muhammad who, within just a few decades, transformed the course of world history. In the previous video, we examined all the critics' views on Islam. Each of them had different opinions. One said that Muhammad never existed at all. Another said that while such a person did exist, these hadiths were actually written years after Muhammad, shaped by the culture that dominated that society at the time, and each offered opposing viewpoints. Then a thoughtful viewer kindly introduced this esteemed historian to us in the comments section, and we carefully read his comprehensive book and have subsequently presented his insightful views on Islam to you all in this detailed video. First of all, I want to thank that viewer for introducing such an important source. And I also ask you, dear viewers, to share any important information you have with us and others in the comments section. It might be helpful. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our future research. Until the next video, goodbye.